Hey guys, I'm Geoff Fienberg for oddschecker.com, here with you again, breaking down the Sanderson Farms Championship from the Country Club of Jackson in Mississippi. That is where we are this week for our PGA Tour action, as you know, we continue with some of our weaker field events for a little bit until I believe we get into Vegas in October, and then the Masters in November. So lots of big golf coming up, but that doesn't mean there won't be opportunities on the board this week out in Jackson. All right. History tells me that this event, it tells us a couple things. You can't deny this thing is just riddled with first-time winners. So we're going to be going down that road again for the maiden win. Disclaimer, I believe we were at the Safeway out in Napa a handful of weeks ago, and I almost guaranteed much the same. Although history didn't show that it was maiden winners, I just sort of looked at that field and determined we would get a first-time winner, and Stewart Cink won. Just shook the body. So we got to take that with a grain of salt. But par 72, over 7,450 yards, standard length. These guys have absolutely no problem here, guys. I know I mentioned I'm going with a maiden winner for the most part when I break down my outright picks this week, friends. But I'm also betting on guys that I believe will turn this place into a pitch and putt. Because in my opinion, that is sort of the prototype in 2020 at a course like this. I don't see much stopping anybody from going incredibly low. I believe driving accuracy, while the fairways are wide, driving distance here can play a role almost as much as any event on the PGA Tour. It'll be hard to find trouble. These guys are just going to launch the ball down there. Like I said, I believe a few of these guys will turn this place into a pitch and putt, sort of like a past winner here, Cameron Champ, has done. Now, they're championship Bermuda greens, and I don't doubt you're going to have to putt the ball very well, especially to compete with what the winning score will be. The drivers, your irons, will put you in positions. I say irons. I mean, these are going to be pretty much wedges. The guys that I am betting play well, they'll be hitting wedges into these greens. But you're obviously going to have to putt well because you're going to have to score incredibly well to lift the trophy. Speaking of the trophy, it's one of the weirder ones on tour. It's a statuesque hen or chicken or rooster. Listen, you might have seen it many times and like, Fienberg, how do you not know that's a hen? Or a chicken, or a rooster? How do you not know the difference? I'm a city slicker, okay? Those birds, they look the same to me in statue form. You know, I got a general idea about the differences, but in statue form, they look the same to me. They're from that same family. Okay, here we are. Hope I've entertained you enough. Maybe not, but hit the like button. Always important. Sub to these videos. They can drop right in your feed, and leave a comment. Tell me who you like at the Sanderson Farms this week, and we'll get right into the picks. I'm going to lead off with a pick that's been popular on my cards, and as I've seen this week, should be popular from a lot of people who like to give suggestions for PGA Tour outright winners. And that is Sam Burns, guys. Using that odds checker grid, I see Sam available 28-1 at BetMGM. There are some 25s out there, but let's avoid those. This could get lower because he could be a guy the books actually have some liability on this week. Well, it's never ideal to bet on a popular golfer who could be a consensus bet on golfer. I feel we don't really have a choice this week. If you've been watching for the last bit, we bet Sam Burns at the Safeway. We bet Sam Burns last week. And now we're going to a course that Sam Burns absolutely loves and I believe is a prototype course for the type of course Sam Burns can succeed at. So there might be a time to finally get off this Sam Burns train, which I guess if you've been watching these videos, you've been riding with me. But I strongly advise this is not the week. I will be betting Sam Burns at 28-1. He's going on the guy's been playing really well. We've been betting him. He's now going on to a comfort course, which he has verbalized he absolutely loves. He lives in nearby Tyler, Texas. I believe he finished third here last year. Oh, sorry, that was my next pick. I want to say finished third here last year. Anyway, a really strong run of events. He is a prototype, sort of like how Cameron Champ took this place apart a couple years ago. I see very similar capabilities in Sam Burns, and I expect him to be popular for that reason, and the fact that a lot of us have been betting Sam for a couple events in a row now. And as I already said, we will get off this Sam Burns train, I promise. But it will not be at the Country Club of Jackson. That is not where I will step off this train. We will fire that bullet. Sam Burns this week. Doc Redman, 33-1. That appears to be the consensus number here. Doc has had a string of outstanding results since the restart, and he fits the prototype of a player I would like to back here. He has the ability to shoot some incredibly low rounds, which will be crucial. You'll probably need a handful of them. If you're going to have that 1 or 2 under day, you're going to need a heater on the necks to completely supplement it. But I believe that a course like this suits Doc Redman is the prototype player for the player I'm trying to attack this week on this course in many regards. And his form and his play at the Wyndham, there's a lot of signs here, corollaries to me that work in making this Doc Redman selection easy. These two selections were pretty easy. I had a feeling looking at the field before the event, these were two guys I wanted to be wagering on, and here we are. I'm recording this video, and I am going to wager on Doc Redman, 33-1. That appears to be quite a popular number. I'm sticking with the prototype maiden win guy that can turn this into a pitch and putt. And, well, there were a couple guys on the way to Patrick Rodgers at 66-1 that also fit this profile. I skipped him. I actually really do like Cam Davis this week. He does a lot of the things I like, but I'm going to move farther down the board in a couple regards this week. I don't know. My hair is a total mess. I don't feel sharp today, friends. Keep on keeping on. We'll get back in the winner's circle. Patrick Rodgers, 66-1 at BetMGM. Another great reason to use that odds checker grid because I'm seeing a lot of 50s out there. A lot of them. So let's get that Patrick Rodgers 66-1. His ability to turn this into a pitch and putt. He has shown some nice signs of form, playing a little better. Listen, Patrick Rodgers was once upon a time a super prospect. We are no longer here, but he has the skill set to take a place like this. And if I had to pick the place literally blindly on the calendar where Patrick Rodgers would be most likely to win a PGA Tour event, I would say it's here, the Country Club of Jackson at the Sanderson Farms. This is the type of event that will suit Patrick Rodgers. His quality form coming in is something I'm looking at. He is the prototype player for how I want to attack this. The fact that he is looking for his maiden PGA Tour win, I guess this week is still a check mark. It's a check mark because everyone that wins here, it's their first PGA Tour event, right? We can run them off. Mac Hughes, Cameron Champ, Cody Gribble, Ryan Armour. I could be forgetting someone certainly, but opportunities for first-time winners here. Might be more confident here than I was in the Safeway. So cue the super veteran who is now going to win. And as everyone is talking about the likely of a maiden PGA Tour victory this week, who would be the guy that would win that would be like the absolute contradiction of that? No, I'm not going to pick Sergio Garcia because his form is a flaming pile of trash. And I don't know what he's playing here to get it right and maybe to collect some FedEx Cup points, because he's probably realizing the state of his game and the state of all these young kids' games, and realizing if he wants to be like at least in the top 70 next year, he's got to accumulate points early where he can get them. Didn't mean to rip on Sergio. That wasn't in my notes. That wasn't part of the video. But if there's a veteran that's going to spoil this sucker, for me, it is Henrik Stenson, guys. Stenson sitting at 55-1 at DraftKings Sportsbook and Bet365 when using that odds checker grid. And what a disparity. I'm seeing this guy as low as 40 on Will Hill. This is just a number versus the field. Henrik Stenson, guys, 55-1 versus this field. A really ugly U.S. Open where he missed the cut. And I'm not going to like throw roses at his performance last week at the Corrales. But he was, how do you put this? We don't have true stats. I've done my best to, because we didn't have the shot tracker on the PGA Tour app last week. I've done a little extra research to find out Stenson was 8th in driving, 25th with his irons in Corrales. I believe he finished like 29th or 30th. Maybe not the greatest finish, but it's a step forward. And I believe if there's going to be a veteran in this field to rise, I'm going to bet a guy like Henrik Stenson at 55-1 this week. I believe that's a great number. We got a little bit of life last week. His putter was putrid, but I don't know. His golf. Cold putter, hot putter. Obviously, the winner is going to need a really hot putter. But hopefully, Henrik, if we can take another step in the right direction in that driving from last week, maybe we turn that 8th into a 6th or a 5th this week against the field, and we turn those irons from 25th to like 22nd, 21st, 20th, we'll be there on Sunday. Henrik Stenson, the only deviation from young bomber that I am going with this week. Like I said, promised that maiden win at the Safeway, and it was Stewart Sink. So if we're not going to get the maiden win here, let it be Henrik Stenson. Although not entirely a veteran's veteran, I do think Siwoo Kim could be a sneaky play this week as well, with some Donald Ross design comps here, the Bermuda grass, that always great track record at the Wyndham. Siwoo could be tricky. I could get tempted. Maybe we'll add him in the props video. I believe the only winner we had last week was from the props video, a Luke List T10 prop. I really hope that hit. It was hitting all the way to the end. I guess I should have confirmed that. But I think we got that one. Again, the props video has been great. They've been very successful. And that'll be coming out later. Likely you'll find that in your feed tomorrow if you subscribe, because we're hitting winners on there every week, which can supplement a potential losing card on the PGA Tour, because hitting outright winners are hard. Even though I seem to do it at an impressive clip, usually at the bigger events, we're still throwing out the names this week. One more name. I've been betting him a lot. I'm not going to rant long about it. He just fits the profile that I like, and I now think we're getting a big number that can be pretty sneaky. This could be a guy that could show up on the prop card as well, in maybe top 5s, top 10s. And if you wanted to each way Christoph Ventura at 80-1, I wouldn't have anything bad to say about that. But I'm going to back Christoph Ventura this week, 80-1. He fits everything I believe we'll see from the winning golfer this week. I just guess I gotta hope it is Christoph, but he can drive the ball fantastic, incredible iron player. Let's get that hot putter, and then let's bring a hot ticket into Sunday. I'm Geoff Fienberg, doing these videos for Odds Checker. Pay attention to the feed, because more will be dropping for me. Always do me a favor, like, sub, comment. Tell me who you think is going to win the Sanderson Farms. And if you got any opinions about my picks, good or bad, leave them here. Let me know. You bash me today, not Sunday night. That's how it works. All right, friends. See you later.